Hello, welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, the LA Motor Show is going on long and strong as we speak, and a lot of cool debuts shown off at that particular event, including this brand new machine. This is known as the Rivian R1T. This is a brand new EV startup company that's got a nice little portfolio moving forward and automobiles that you're going to be able to purchase just in the next couple of years. This particular machine comes with 4 electric motors and an array of battery options. In fact, 3 battery options, giving you anywhere from 105 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery all the way up to 180 kilowatt lithium ion battery. And that will give you range somewhere between 230 miles and all the way up to 400 miles of range. Now, as far as capacity for the bed is concerned, that particular payload is all the way up to 1,750 pounds, which is nothing to sneeze at. And towing capacity isn't bad as well at 11,000 pounds. Now, they not only have a brand new pickup truck, but they're showing off this machine also at the LA Motor Show. This is the brand new Rivian R1S. Now, obviously, it's a sport utility vehicle. The exact same drivetrain as the pickup truck itself, and both of these machines are apparently going to be up for sale in the year 2020, so just a little over a couple of years' time. Probably the most interesting thing, at least in my mind, these vehicles are both going to be built about an hour from Motor Cars HQ, so very, very close to home. So it'll be very interesting to see how this manufacturer does in the future. Next up on the list, we've been anxiously awaiting the brand new 992 version of the 911 Porsche. It is now out and about at the LA Motor Show. Now, obviously, it's a 911, which means it's basically going to have the same shape and look very, very similar to the outgoing 911. I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of the new 992. The front end's kind of got a, I don't know, inquisitive, maybe frowny face. The other one looked a little bit more happy. That being said, this thing is quite a bit different than the outgoing 911, including a longer wheelbase and wider track front and rear. In fact, the front is almost 2 inches wider than the outgoing 911. In fact, it's as wide as the current GT3 race car that you've seen on racetracks all across the world. Now, it's got a brand new damper setup along with suspension setup all the way around. Completely new interior, actually harkening back to the old days with kind of somewhat of a straight dash instead of having a contoured. Brand new infotainment package. It's got a ton of brand new stuff, including a revised 3.0 liter turbocharged flat 6 unit that is mated up with an 8-speed PDK gearbox. Now, this vehicle is going to be coming out in Cerrera S trim and Cerrera 4S trim, obviously one being all-wheel drive, one being rear-wheel drive. This thing will be making horsepower numbers out of that 3-liter turbocharged 6 of anywhere between 420 to 443 horsepower, and the torque is up as well, anywhere between 368 to 390 pounds-feet of torque. Now, 0 to 60 can be accomplished in the Cerrera S in just 4.1 seconds with a top speed of 191 miles an hour. That particular vehicle is going to have a starting price of $113,200. But if you jump up to the all-wheel drive version, aka the Cerrera 4S, that particular machine does 0 to 60 in just 3.5 seconds with a top speed of 190 miles an hour, and of course have a starting price of $126,600 US. This particular machine is going to be going on sale at your local Porsche dealership very, very soon, so if you need one, you better get in line now. Next up on the list, well, the folks over at Porsche didn't want to go out without a bang as far as the last generation of the Porsche, as they actually debuted the brand new GT2 RS Clubsport. Now, this particular machine obviously is not a road-going machine, and then it's built actually on the last generation of the GT2 RS, but it will be legal for all forms of FIA run racing series. I mean, this thing's a full-on screamer. including the 3.8-liter twin turbocharged flat six, making 690 brake horsepower, 553 pounds-feet of torque. Shifted through a 7-speed PDK gearbox, the vehicle will be able to achieve 60 miles an hour just 2.8 seconds of time. I'm talking about a starting price of a little over $200,000 US. And of course, it is not street legal. This is a track-only option vehicle. So if you kind of missed the old 911, guess what? You still can get your hands on a brand new version of it coming up in the next several months. Now let's switch over to the folks over Mercedes-Benz, showing off the heavily revised version of the AMG in GT, and this will actually in GTC trim. Now it comes with a bunch of extra goodies. In fact, the brand new headlights and front fascia, along with brand new rear fascia as well, even though it's quite a bit less improved. Now, the vehicle gets a lot of other improvements as well. In fact, a brand new infotainment screen on the inside of it that's much larger than the outgoing model. New exhaust system, brand new 10-spoke wheels, lightweight alloys on all four corners. And this thing's not going to have, well, it's not going to have a real bump up in power. In fact, it's going to no bump up in power out of that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. It will stay in existence into this generation, so hopefully we'll hear a lot more about this machine moving forward. Now, if the GTC version of the AMG is not really your cup of tea, maybe you need something a little bit on the higher end scale of things, well, Mercedes got your back there too. This is the brand new Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR Pro. Now, this thing's got everything turned up to 11, including that aforementioned 4-liter twin turbocharged V8, now making 577 brake horsepower. Now, this vehicle gets a ton of extra goodies. In fact, a fantastic amount of aero work done on this machine. Obviously, it's got the brand new bodywork, at least for the refreshed version. Now, that engine is going to be shifted through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, and the real trick of this particular machine comes in the suspension. Fully manually adjusted suspension. If you want to adjust the spring rates, if you want to adjust the damper rates, they have made this ultra easy. Instead of actually needing tools and huge knowledge to actually do the damper rates as far as compression and rebound, it's all done just with a set of dials. You can actually just click in or out as far as what your heart desires. In fact, because it's fully adjustable, it means that you can tweak this thing to your heart's delight, to the point where it's totally undrivable and almost crashes in every corner. At least that's the way I would do it, just fiddle with it until I totally ruined it. Now, with it properly tuned in the right settings and in the hands of a very accomplished race car driver, this thing will set a lap time. In fact, it lapped the Nürburgring Nordschleife loop in just 7 minutes, 4.6 seconds, just besting the Nismo Nissan GTR. So this thing is a pretty well-sorted piece of kit. Now, here's the trick. Only 750 of these things are going to be built for the world. It's going to be a rare bird indeed, and it will be going on sale in the next several weeks, so you better get down to your AMG dealership right now. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new show as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.